So basically, the project manager is the one who should make sure that project activities are well managed, starting from planning, the organization, the management of the activities, the control, the coordination, so everything related from the project planning to project evaluation on one hand. And on the other hand, the role of the project manager is to also manage the environment. When we speak about the environment, we speak about the environment of the project, including the organization itself. So relations with the management of the organization where the project is happening, relationship with partners, relationship with clients, donors, collaborators, etc. So this is a very serious role. As you will see on the picture in the right, this person needs to balance, needs to work with the schedule, with the costs, and very important, with the performance. So this person has to make it happen. It has to make the project happen, starting from implementation of the schedule as planned, managing within the planned budget, making it cost effective, but also, and of utmost importance, is to have the performance there, to have the results, to have the deliverables that need to be delivered with the project. Therefore, the knowledge and skills that are required from such a person are very important, very broad, let's say, starting from organizational skills, management, knowledge and skills, technical skills in the focus of the project, the administrative, and I have separated the communication skills because they are very, very important. Since the coordination role lies with the project manager, it's very important how she or he is able to communicate with the surrounding, but also with the team that is in charge for the implementation of the project. I won't lecture you in any of the topics that are part of this second week, because it is expected that you have read the materials and that you have seen the videos, at least most of them, and that you're ready to start this discussion and exchange here with me and with your colleagues. But however, in this presentation, I put the key issues that are related to your assignments that will give us the ground for discussion on any questions that you might have related to the assignments. So I'll continue with project planning. What project planning is? Basically, project planning is assuming all the responsibilities, all the activities, all the outputs that the project should produce. Basically, putting on paper, planning about everything related to the project, from the project definition to project evaluation. And this includes project definition, creating the organizational scheme or who will do what within the project implementation, how the resources will be used, what are the resources that are needed for successful implementation of the project schedule or the timeline, how the project will be implemented through the time, the overview of estimated costs, the plan to avoid risks, because it is really important that all issues that can go wrong are planned in advance, and moreover, the solutions, the bridging actions are planned as well. And description of procedures and instructions, list of standards and tools to be used in the project. This is how the project plan or the project schedule can look like, and this is related to your fifth assignment. This is a list of things that are to be done within the project and all the resources, skills, competencies, effort related to these activities. So you have the activity name, the description of the activity, the owner, that's the term that is used in your materials, and I would like to translate it into responsibility. So who is responsible for what? Who is responsible for which activity? Other resources except the human resources that are needed. What are the skills, the competence and experience that are needed? It's very important because not for every activity, not every person of the team will be able to perform in a best manner. So you might, doing this project plan or schedule, figure out that for some of the activities you have to outsource because in-house you don't have the competencies or skills needed. Then estimated effort and duration. How much time does each activity take, and what are the key dates that are related to the implementation of these activities? For example, when certain events will happen, which are very important for the implementation of the project. And what are the dependencies and constraints when doing? We will discuss it later on when we do the segmentation of the project. You have to see that some activities depend on others. And some activities might be endangered by other activities not happening properly, or not happening at all, or being postponed, or being influenced by internal or external factors. So all these things have to be planned in advance. When you do such project plan or schedule, it is very important to determine what are the milestones. The milestones are the most important activities which are coming throughout the project implementation, which can really show you that you are going in the right direction. These are the most important results, the most important achievements that you need to achieve along the way to make your project happen. So these are things that you should also mark in this project plan or schedule and make sure that they happen with the quality that you have planned for. Another important issue about project planning is project structuring. And here, one of the approaches that is suggested is the work breakdown structure, which is actually the process of breaking down components as phases of a project into smaller units until coming to final activities, which can still be attributed a result. You will see in the next slide, I transform this explanation into work that needs to be done in order to achieve the results. Therefore, on the right hand side, I have put this word results that need to be achieved. So basically, the work breakdown structure shows you what you need to do in order to get to the results that your project has foreseen. And there are different ways how you can do structuring. Here there are some of the criteria that you might use, such as product components, functions, time phases, organizational units, geographical areas, or your own judgment if you have experience in project management. The point is here that it is very difficult to implement a whole list of 200 activities that you might foresee in your project without thinking about them, without structuring them somehow, and without trying to link them with one another. That's the point of the work breakdown structure, to see how the activities that you are going to implement to achieve the results are to be structured in a logical way in order to help you to see the relations among them and to have a smoother implementation of your project. Here I have bolded some of the criteria only because I think that these are the most common ways of structuring, by using the functions of the project and using the time phases of the project. And I would suggest that when you do your project planning and your project structuring, you test both of these structuring criteria, so that you structure your project based on the functions that the project is going to do, is going to have, is going to implement, and also the time phases, the time sequencing, let's say, which provides a chronological order how the activities, how the packages within your project should be implemented. Of course, here, based on the experience, on the practical experience that you have with project management, you can decide to use one of the other criteria, or even introduce your own criteria how you structure your project. But it is really important that you don't only provide a list of activities, let's say a brainstorming list of activities that you have planned for the project, but organize them and structure them in a logical way. So this is an illustration only how this might look like, just to get you an idea what it is about. So once again, it is the work to be done to achieve the project objectives and create the foreseen deliverables, what the project needs to deliver and how we organize around it. So there are numerous ways how you can do it. This is only one proposal by key deliverables. For example, your project plans to have deliverable 1, 2, 3, etc. And this is one package of activities. Under the deliverable, you have the work package. If you have many activities, those activities can form a work package, or it can be a single activity, let's say activity 1.1, or even you can break down the activities into concrete tasks. Who has to do what to make this activity implemented and to make this deliverable achievable. And this goes for everything you plan to do within your project. So you can have several deliverables, you can have several work packages, under them several activities broke down into several tasks. Of course, this goes for a more complicated, more complex projects, while for simple projects you will have also simple structure that reflects. The point is here to see all the activities that need to be implemented, how they are linked with one another, to make sure that you have not omitted to put some of the important activities which will then endanger the achievement of deliverables and in the end of the day the achievement of the overall objective of the project.